Welcome to the Off the Leash podcast, your one-stop shop for all Mankato Moondogs baseball. I'm AJ Switek here with the hottest Mankato Moondog as it stands, the pitcher of the week, Peter Michael. Peter, appreciate you coming on to try some of your teammates' weird food combinations today.
I'm excited. We'll see what it is.
Absolutely. We'll be talking some baseball, eating some weird food. You know what it's about at this point. It's probably all going to be bad, but ultimately, you never really know. So, Peter, while we wait for our assistants behind the scenes to bring in our first dish, I guess the first question I have for you is, what has it been like pitching this summer, still with it looming large, being in the transfer portal? How have you put that at bay and still been able to shove, especially across your last two starts?
Yeah, short-winded answer. Last year I was in the portal. Just an unfortunate situation at my previous school. Wanted to make the most of last summer, and I did well, but it wasn't kind of the success that I've had this year. And I think that was partially because I tried to do a little too much. I was worried about the process, worried about where I was going to go to school. And this year, after leaving Northwestern, it was a situation in which just having fun with baseball. I think that's the biggest thing. That's what I've learned in this process is when you treat it so hard, it's like the normal-ism is when you love something, you got to let it go. For baseball, it's kind of the same thing. Like if I want to do this professionally, if I want to play at the highest level, it's continuing in the process, but being fine with the result no matter what it is and just going out there and having fun each day.
Absolutely. Well, it looks like we have our first combination here. This looks like goldfish.
No one eats this.
In applesauce. That's what I'm saying. See, I personally just don't even like applesauce.
I'm following your lead, man.
All right, well, let's give it a try.
Not gonna lie, that's pretty good. I'm gonna eat more.
Well, Peter likes it. I think it's gross, but granted, I don't like applesauce. So.
I haven't had food this morning, so.
Oh, you came in hungry. That's the right thing to do.
Yeah.
Well, while you're eating that, start thinking about who you think on your team eats that religiously and often.
I'm going to go someone who's childish, someone that I think, likes mushy food. I'm going to go Alex Thomas.
Oh, man. I'll give you a hint. Alex Thomas is one of the combinations today. It's not this one. It's the most recent Moondogs pitcher of the night, not named Peter Michael, Tyler Vargas.
Vargas? Okay,
Tyler Vargas. He'll take the pregame applesauce and mix his own goldfish into it, which is definitely an interesting duo. But we'll get rid of this while the next thing's coming in. I've got another question for you.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
What is this?
Yeah, what's actually though?
Milk and ketchup.
Okay, no one drinks this.
Yeah, I just
there's no one.
That's just not real.
Yeah, tastes like milk and ketchup.
Well,
it's not good.
Yeah, milk and ketchup is not something I view as a real combination. Something that is kind of gross, your 4-pitch mix. You've got arguably the best curveball in the Northwoods League right now. No one is touching it. When did you learn to throw it? How do you grip your curveball, and why is it working so well against this level of competition?
Yeah, it was one thing that I didn't do at Northwestern, was pitch with the stuff that made me good, right? So, my fastball's good. It has high spin, plays at the top of the zone. This last season, was pitching usually down the zone with it and not using my off speed as effectively as I could have. Coming out to the Northwoods, my stuff's always been what it has, right? So the difference between my slider, curveball goes up to down 12-6, pretty true. And then sliders, more gyro, true depth. Starts off as a fastball, dips off at the plate at the end. And to be honest, I've made it in the last few weeks. It's been very heavy fastball slider breakdown, and then I'll mix in the curveball if I think someone's on their kind of pitch on the slider. I learned the slider, which is what I've been using the most, 3 years ago before a high school summer ball game in Arizona, and I had only had a fastball up to that point. And then I was like, you know what? Facing a good team, might as well mix in a slider. So I taught myself 5 minutes before the game started while I'm warming up to play catch, and I started doing a slider. And that's been one of my best pitches ever since. So.
Wow. Well, that is quite the story, and it's also really fun to watch because, like you said, you go fastball, slider through the order, and then all of a sudden just falls off the clock with the curveball, and no one can touch it. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not trying catch up with Mill. That's just not up my alley. But before we get our next food, who do you think on your team is dumb enough to enjoy this?
Okay, this is just... First off, I don't know who's going to drink this. It's a pitcher, 100%. Is it? Give me a hint. Is it a former Moondog or is it a current Moondog?
I think from an outsider's perspective, as someone who spent a little bit of time in the clubhouse, I would give you a hint that I think it's probably one of your best buddies on the staff.
Okay, Alex Thomas.
Yeah, it's
There it
Alex
is.
Thomas.
Oh,
He
geez.
drinks ketchup and milk.
No, you know him probably, yeah.
Yeah. So we'll get this out of the way. This looks a
looks
little
good,
bit more
yeah.
manageable, actually. Is this whipped cream and potato chips? Yep.
Okay, I already know.
You already know who does this? Who does this?
It's Ben Rosine.
Yeah, he is.
He used to be a little bit chunky back in the day. And, he's just very good looking now and very thin.
Well,
so
I
no
did
offense
just-
to Ben Rosine, but this is something it looks like he would have eaten.
Oh,
back
I
in the
did
day.
just read the card wrong. It's another Ben, but it's
God, no, it's not Rosine. I'm sorry.
It's chunky Coach Ben.
No.
So yeah, I'm sure your coaches will love to hear that.
Maze, what are we doing, man? How are we eating this?
It doesn't
I mean,
look
this is-
bad, but this is not in any way good for you.
I just don't know how you look in your fridge and you look in your pantry and you're like, yeah.
This
First
is
off,
what
why
I
does he
want.
have both of them at the same time? It's like, no. We're trying it?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
of course that's going to be good.
I mean, I
It's
prefer
two
the
good
ketchup
things.
and milk, but
No, absolutely not. This is good. You know what? At least it's enjoyable, so I'll give Coach that. It's
honestly, I pitched yesterday. I can eat it.
absolutely. Well, I'm glad you brought up your outing yesterday. While we get this out of the way and bring in something else that's probably disgusting.
Save that for later, though.
In terms of your outing yesterday, longest of your Northwoods League career, 7 complete innings. Really only allowed the 2 hits as the skates against you were able to strike out double-digit guys. What was working well, and not only your first time through the order, but you ended up facing the same guys 4 straight times. How were you still able to fool everybody 4 times through the order?
Yeah, so I think the first time through the order was actually my most difficult. I think I was pressing a little too much, not letting my stuff play. I've been kind of on the road for the last 4 or 5 days, so it's been tough to kind of stay in the process and routine. So I think that's kind of where I was fleshing out my legs a little bit. So first time through the order was definitely my weakest time. I didn't think that's where all my free passes came. Second time through the order, it was literally just, these guys weren't going to overpower me or beat me with any of the stuff that I have, in the best way of putting it. It literally was, early on, it was throw fastballs to get ahead. I wasn't locating my fastball, so I moved to plan B, which is get ahead with the slider, fastball late. Second time through the order, fastball heavy, land the slider in any count, and then, that was the plan for the rest of the time. They knew it was coming half the time probably, and it was a situation where they just,
Couldn't touch it.
Yeah, funny story. I got in the 7th inning, six and 2/3 into the inning, a kid hits a ball up the middle off of me on a fastball, and I heard their dugout tripping earlier in the game. They're like, throw your heater, it sucks, throw your heater. And then the guy gets a pretty decent hit up on the middle on me, and as he's running up the base, says some profanity and says, yeah, throw that more blank. So that kind of fired me up for the next guy.
After you went 6 and 2/3 scoreless, or
if-
with 1 run to that point.
Can't hit the slider.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep throwing the slider. It's kind of the game of baseball. I'm not going to give you free passes. So
Absolutely. Well, this is, it looks like Chips Ahoy with
is this just like sparkling water?
Sprite.
Oh.
And do you dip it in there? All right. So you dip the Chips Ahoy into the Sprite.
Is it another pitcher?
Yes.
Current Moondog, former Moondog?
Current Moondog.
Really?
Yeah, it is. And it's,
The last one you'll have to.
this is our last food combo of the day. So we've got to give it a review here. Something about pitchers and weird food.
Yeah, it's great. Give me 20 years and hopefully I'm, not hopefully, but maybe I'm done playing baseball and watching TV eating this. I don't know. I honestly have no guess. I'm going to go current Moondog, already guessed Vargas, already guessed Alex, Ben Mays, cheese. Oh, gosh.
See, like, I'm not going to lie.
Shumsky?
It's Goose Hatcham. And
Oh.
I see where this isn't, it's not bad, but
just
why
don't
would
know.
you ever pick it over milk is my question. What, do you look in the fridge and the milk's not there and turn to the 2 liter of Sprite, which is there for some reason?
It just seems like something he would eat. I mean, it's probably like 60 grams of sugar just in this one cookie and Sprite. Good for him, though.
Yeah, dude.
When you're 6'6" and chiseled like a god, you can eat anything you want.
High praise for Goose Hatcham. Here's more of a fun question before we wrap up the podcast. You've got a 4-pitch mix. You've already mentioned just throwing in a slider before an outing in high school summer ball. Moving forward, if you had to add a 5th pitch to your arsenal, what would it be?
Screwball.
Screwball?
Yeah, I like spinning the ball. Sometimes my curveball I overpronate and it kind of does that. Don't know why that happens or how it happens, but I think it's a pitch that if I can get consistent would be pretty good too. So it's probably actually changeup too. My changeup sucks. So those are the 2. I need to get a better changeup too. So.
Well, there you go. What was your favorite food combo of your teammates today?
Yeah, probably the potato chip and whipped cream. That thing was gas.
Coach Ben knows what up. This is the hottest arm on the Mankato Moondogs, pitcher of the week, Peter Michael. I'm AJ Switek, saying thank you for joining me today. Peter, this has been an Off the Leash podcast presented to you by the Mankato Moondogs.